Good evening and welcome to the Thursday, June 23rd, 2022 Special Board of Education meeting here in District 205 Center. I call the meeting to order at 5:15 p.m. and ask that you please call the roll.
Mrs. Hassler?
Here.
Mrs. Stufen?
Here.
Mr. Kaczynski?
Here.
Mrs. Troutman? Mr. Collins? Mrs. Arvanitis?
Here.
And Mrs. Caforio?
Here, we have 5 board members present and 2 absent. If we could please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so tonight we have 2 agenda action items. And so the first one is to approve the Jefferson Principle, and the process was not quite complete at our regular scheduled board meetings. So we are here tonight to discuss and approve the Jefferson Principle. So I'll turn it over to Dr. Campbell.
Thank you. For the position of the Jefferson Elementary School principal, we received 61 applicants, which were posted online for consideration. The interview team hosted several candidate screenings and interviews to identify the top 10 selected candidates. Of the top 10 selected candidates, 3 candidates were identified as finalists to attend a very rigorous continuation of interviews. They met with over 13 participants across our school community, including district office staff, school leaders, various roles from individuals across Jefferson Elementary School, including both teachers as well as PSRP. All in-person candidates presented an instructional leadership presentation in response to a leadership scenario, participated in questioning interview sessions, as well as providing a writing sample to a response prompt. The candidates' strengths and areas of growth were considered alongside panelist feedback and a review of artifacts provided throughout the interview process. Communication was also provided to all candidates to discuss their status throughout the process. After all input was received and reviewed, including numerous reference checks, the candidate, Lori A. Sweeney, was recommended as the preferred recommendation for hire. Mrs. Sweeney is an educator with nearly 20 years of experience serving students from kindergarten through high school in various roles, ranging from a kindergarten teacher to an instructional coach to a principal to a district instructional leader. In her role, Ms. Sweeney has routinely demonstrated data-driven approaches and practices to achieving success. One trend emerging from the interview process for Ms. Sweeney was the supportive coaching and development of others to achieve collective goals as a collaborative community. Most recently, Ms. Sweeney has worked as the instructional support leader for one of Chicago's highest performing networks of schools. Prior to this, she was an executive director at the Achievement Network, where she managed a team of coaches. Under her leadership, she saw gains of over 1.5 times in reading attainment and over doubling the gains in math attainment. Throughout this interview process, highlights of success from Ms. Sweeney's career emerged with intention to improving student outcomes, fostering teamwork, creating a collaborative culture, and achieving student-focused results. Ms. Sweeney has shared impressive insight about Jefferson Elementary School. She has toured the community several times. She has gone inside for an ask and requested a walkthrough. She has spoken and met with staff already, And this just shows her continued excitement and wanting to really understand and learn the Jefferson community, and most importantly, appreciate their rich traditions, and how she will continue to partner with the staff, with the parents, and with the students, all in service. Please accept this as an official recommendation to my Board of Education to hire Mrs. Lori Sweeney as the principal of Jefferson Elementary School for the 2022-2023 school year.
Okay, could I have a motion? And if there's any questions or comments, we could do that.
I move that District 205 Board of Education approve the recommendation for hire for the position of principal at Jefferson Elementary School.
Second?
Motion by Mrs. Hassler, second by Mrs. Arvanites. Any comments, questions?
I'll just
Mrs.
give a
Arnaz,
comment.
yeah.
Keisha, thank you for a very thorough explanation of Ms. Sweeney's background and achievements in her 20-year-long career. I look forward to seeing your work continue here in Elmhurst. It sounds student-centered, staff-focused, and developmental and supportive. And again, just thankful that this match has been made.
I just wanted to say we're really excited to have you here, and in having an opportunity to meet with you before tonight. Just one thing that stood out that you said was that you make a intentional work to know all the students in the school and know something about them. And I thought that that was, as a parent, I like to know that my child is known. And I also, as a school board member, like to know that the leader we place in a school to both lead the school community, but also to nurture the community, is going to know the people that they're serving and working with. So I just thought that was notable, and we look forward to having you work in our community. So if there's nothing else, then please call the vote.
Mrs. Hassler, sorry.
Yes.
Mrs. Arvanites,
Yes?
Mr. Kaczynski,
Yes.
Mrs. Stufen,
Yes.
and Mrs. Caforio.
Yes, 5 ayes, no nays, 2 absent, motion passes. Welcome to District 205. All right, next is the approval of the assistant principal for Edison and Field. So Dr. Campbell.
Yes, thank you, President Cafario. I wanted to just say that again, that this position existed previously. This position was vacant due to resignation of a current assistant principal that is moving on to pursue other endeavors. This current position, just for clarification, is one assistant principal that will be serving across 2 school communities. And so I am proud to introduce Elizabeth McDonald, who is an experienced educator with passion for innovation, problem solving, and creative instructional strategies that empower all students to grow. I am so excited to share that Elizabeth has been a member of the Elmhurst District 205 school community since 2005. She has held positions ranging from general education teacher to science department chair to team lead to actually our district interim K-12 math and science coordinator, and most recently an instructional coach at Bryan Middle School. I am especially proud of the opportunity to see a leader that has continued to grow within our organization now have an opportunity to have an even broader impact in her new role as an assistant principal supporting 2 school campuses. Elizabeth holds a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education and a Master's of Science in Education and Educational Administration from Concordia University, I would like to submit the recommendation that Elizabeth McDonald be served as the assistant principal of Edison and Field Elementary.
Thank you. Could I have a motion, please?
I move that District 205 Board of Education approve the recommendation for hire for the position of assistant principal for Edison and Field Elementary Schools.
I second.
A motion by Mrs. Hassler, second by Mr. Kaczynski. Any comments? Mrs. Stufen?
I just wanted to note, I'm sure everyone knows, but still, Edison, I feel, will be at the same school, so this will be great for this person to have those two schools under the same roof, in this new assistant principal position under Jim.
Anything else? I just want to say I appreciated hearing the rigorous process that you did for the principals. And then for the assistant principal, we like to see some of our own, come up through the ranks. And I think it creates a good balance in our district of, people coming in with their expertise and then people that are pulling up or pushing up from within. So this is a great example of good balancing of leadership. So, all right, is there anything else? Okay, please call the vote.
Mrs. Hassler,
Yes.
Mr. Kaczynski,
Yes.
Mrs. Stufen, Mrs. Arvanitis,
Yes.
and Mrs. Caforio.
Yes, 5 ayes, no nays, 2 absent. The motion passes. So welcome to her in her new position. No, she can't be here tonight. All right, so hearing nothing else, we will move on. And just July 12th, 2022 is our next regularly scheduled Board of Education meeting here in District 205 Center at 7 o'clock. And if there's nothing else, we are adjourned. Thank you all for coming. Welcome.
Thank you.